What is up, guys? ThinkRaiser here. Today I'm going to be covering the Season 2 tune. This is a tune that I've been using for the Motocross Championship that we just finished up, as well as the SMX playoff rounds that we just got done doing too. I've been getting a lot more messages kind of asking me about the tune, and it's not too much different from the last video that I made, but I had a lot of stuff to talk about on that video, so I just brushed over it really quick and didn't really cover it too much. So we're going to hop right into it right now. Alright, so hopping into it here, we're going to start with the engine, and I use -3 acceleration. The reason on that is because, like, for, let's say, like, motocross, you're not really hitting them top gears. Like, you're not holding 5th gear for a long time to where you're going to need the, like, top speed advantage. Most of the time you're hitting 4th gear, you're already slowing down for the corner. There isn't really many tracks where your 4th gear just completely tapped out and you need that 5th gear. There isn't really many of those. And by the time you reach your top speed anyway, you're already slowing down for the corner coming up, or you're hitting a jump and you're downshifting anyway. So the engine acceleration is kind of like OP right now. The top speed, is really no point to using it unless you're doing like waypoint races, really. Another thing is Supercross. I mean, obviously you're going to want the engine acceleration to triple out of the corners, quad out of the corners, or if you do scrub and you double it to get the next triple after the double, you're going to want the engine acceleration. Yeah, top speed is kind of lacking right now in the game, so engine acceleration is the way to go for motocross and for supercross. Moving over to the clutch, I've got -3 clutch boost. The shift speed, there isn't really much to say about the shift speed. I think it just prolongs your shifts. Like, second gear will last longer until you have to shift up into third, but with how the game plays, you're clutch boosting all the time. You're tapping that clutch button consistently, and that clutch boost, if you can time it with the right shift, and if you're in the right gear, if you play on manual transmission, that clutch boost obviously is going to boost you forward, and you're not going to really need the shift speed aspect where you need a longer gear ratio. It's kind of what it changes. That's really about it. But for speed, clutch boost is going to be what you guys want to go with. That combined with the engine acceleration makes your bike really fucking quick out of corners. Like, second gear launches you out of corners. So those two combined is pretty fucking crazy. So moving on to the chassis, I got Flexible 3. The beginning of Season 2, I used Flexible 2, but with the recent updates, I've moved back over to Flexible 3. It just feels like the cornering has changed a little bit with the most recent update, and it just feels like your bike kind of sags a little bit in the corners. It grips a lot more. So, I don't know, I changed it back to Flexible 3. It feels a little bit better. I'm not really sure what the Rigid does. I've never even tried them out, but yeah, I would go with Flexible 3. It's what I've been running, and it's been working pretty damn good for me. Going on to the suspension, this is where a lot of people do differ on their suspension. I use Stiff 3 all the way to the right, and I like that more rigid feel on the bike. I know a lot of people are using like Stiff 2, and I don't really think anybody's using soft suspension. At least for the 450s, I haven't heard of anybody trying it out. Especially like in the tournament space. I haven't heard anybody using soft suspension. It's most of the time everybody's using Stiff 3, Stiff 2, occasionally Stiff 1, or yeah, but I think Stiff 3 is the way to go. It's more rigid. You're going to stay on top of the braking bumps a little bit more. For Supercross, it might be a little bit different. You might want to try out Stiff 2, give it a shot, and then move over to Stiff 3 if that's what you want to try. With how the ruts kind of get in Supercross, they get all, it's not one line, it's just crisscrossing everywhere. So I do think Stiff 3 is better, but you can try out Stiff 2 if you are running mainly Supercross. Maybe give that a try. But for comfortability, I've been using Stiff 3 since the game came out, and I've never really got into anything else. I've tried it all. For comfort, of course, I've tried everything, but I really do like Stiff 3 for how I play. Going on to the tires, I use grip 1. There is a little bit of difference on this too with between how you play and who you talk to. I got a couple of buddies that run stiff 3 and they fucking clap in the championships that we run. I got buddies that run grip 2, but I've been using grip 1 as if, or from the most recent update. For the beginning of like pretty much all of the motocross season, I was using grip 2. And then towards right at the end there, I switched over to grip 1 and started feeling a lot better. Then for the SMX playoff rounds for like Japan, I used round 1. I used grip 2. Kind of struggled a little bit. You get a little bit more pull out of the corners. The higher you go on your tires, the more pull you get exiting the corner. You get a lot more traction, and then that clutch boost. You know, you get with that traction combined with the clutch boost, it's gonna launch you forward, but entering the corners seems a lot harder with the stickier tires you get. Really only advantage you get is exiting it, and there isn't that much of a time loss with grip 1. You're going to be able to enter quicker and just slide through it and then clutch boost, and that's kind of how the game is. You enter in with a shitload of speed, you're going to just lock up your brakes, spin it around, and clutch boost out. There isn't really many sections where you are railing the outside that is going to be quicker. There isn't very many situations where that works. Of course, there's the odd one that, like Unadilla going down the hill there. Of course, yeah, you know, you're gonna rail the outside there, but go with grip 1. I think you guys will really like grip 1. Going over to the brakes, to the last section here. I've been running hard brakes level 3. I am really liking grip or hard brakes level 2 recently. I think it's a little bit softer feeling. Like you do stop pretty damn quick for how fast you go in this game, and you hold the brakes, especially if you have joint brakes turned on. You do stop pretty damn quickly, and sometimes this can lower your lap time with grip 2, or I keep saying grip, with brakes level 2 on hard. If you know, you won't stop so instantly, and you can kind of use the brakes a little bit more to slow down, and it's not such like an abrupt thing where you tap your brakes and you're already coming to a stop. It's more of a gradual thing, and it works on some tracks. I haven't put too much time onto it, but I do like grip or level 2 brakes a lot better than anything else that they got. But I've been using hard 3 just because that's what I've been comfortable with. We've been running tournaments lately, so I kind of wanted to stick with what was comfortable for me and what has been working. So I stuck with that, but I do some time trials with the level 2 brakes, and it does lower the lap times sometimes if you can hit stuff correctly, but switch between these two, see what you guys like. I use level 3, so that's what I'm going to tell you guys to use. That's been the tune for pretty much all summer long. Ever since Season 2 dropped, we've been changing. Really, the only things we've been changing is the chassis, the tires. Everything else has stayed the same for the most part. The only thing that really differs is suspension. That's really up to you, how you like to play. If you play free ride, if you play supercross, if you use 250s, this is a 450 tune right off the bat. I want to say that too. 250 tunes is probably going to differ. I've never really rode a 250 on this game that much, so I don't really have a set tune that I can give you guys, but I think yeah, the suspension and the tires are about the only thing that really differ and apply to you and your play style for that much so. But yeah, man, if you guys enjoyed, let me know. I'll make another video if I need to. So yeah, peace out.